Hello and welcome to Yoga with Melissa. Today we're going to do a full body deep stretch. We are still on Florencia Bay today in one of the most beautiful places in the world. We're going to be doing a full body deep stretch. We're going to start standing today. So come to the top of your mat. Feel your whole foot on the ground. Allow yourself to soak in that earth energy, opening up your feet chakras, feeling all corners of your feet, the inside big toe, outside baby toe, inner corner of your heel, outer corner of your heel. You can actually corkscrew your feet into the ground. That helps to bring you into a nice alignment. You want to lift your heart and your third eye to the sun, soak in that vitamin D. That vitamin D frequency, if you are inside, imagine breathing it into all the cells of your body. Let your belly be soft, taking those deep diaphragmatic breaths. Softening into the depths of your nervous system here. We're on the beach, on the ocean, breathing in the ocean air. All those negative ions. Allowing that to soothe your nervous system. Just checking in before we begin our movement as we're centering here from a standing position. Checking in with your physical body, your thoughts, your emotions, your energy, your spirit, for what it is you'd like to receive from your practice today. So for me, I immediately received the input that I'd like to download all that beautiful sun energy, that frequency from the sun. So that's what I'm going to receive. And how can you support yourself in small and doable ways through your practice? So set that intention before we begin to move. We've got eagles here this morning. You can hear the eagles. So you're going to inhale, reach up. You're going to exhale, bend your knees, hinge forward through your hips, and we're going to let our spine elongate here. The back of our neck will be long. Inhale, look forward, have a nice flat back. Exhale, fold forward again. Step your right foot back and your left foot back. Come into downward facing dog. Press the floor away from you. Inhale, come forward to plank pose. Tuck your tailbone under. Option 2. Drop your knees, lower your elbows, tuck your tailbone under, and you're going to inhale, lift up for Cobra. Exhale, you're going to press the floor away from you, come into downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot's going to come in. Exhale, left foot's going to come in. And inhale, you're going to come up to standing. Exhale, hands come into your heart, gathering in whatever your intention is. So we're going to inhale, reach up. Open your heart to the sky, to the sun. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge through your hips and fold forward. Let your spine elongate and hang here, back of the neck be long. Inhale, look forward, nice flat back, strong back. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, left foot back. Exhale, right foot back. Step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Knees down if you want to. Tuck your tailbone under, elbows back. Come forward. And you're going to come into a nice gentle cobra to start. Exhale, you're going to come back into a downward facing dog. Press the floor away from you. Externally rotate your upper arm bones. Inhale, left foot in. Exhale, right foot in. And then you're going to inhale, come up to standing, gather whatever you were gathering through your intention in. And then exhale, hands to your heart center. Okay, so you're going to inhale, reach up. Just add a little side bend here. Exhale, side bend, open up your side body. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend in your knees, hinge through your hips, come forward, let your spine elongate, the back of your neck be long. Inhale, flat back, look forward, strong back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale, left foot back. Press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into plank. Tuck the tailbone under. Elbows in. Knees down. Lower down. And tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, spine comes up. Exhale, we're going to press into downward facing dog. Externally rotate the upper arm bones. Press the floor away. Inhale, walk your right foot in. Exhale, walk your left foot in. Gathering your intention, gathering whatever it is you were focusing on for your class today. Gathering it from around you and drawing it down and inside you. Feel your feet on the ground. Corkscrew them. Feel all corners of your feet. Lift your heart, lift your third eye. Inhale, reach up. Gather that chi from the sun. Let's add a little side bend here. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees bend, hinge forward. We're going to hang here for a bit. Let the spine decompress. Let your neck be long. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, come forward, spread your fingers nice and wide, step back, left foot, right foot. Let's press into downward facing dog here. Inhale, come forward, knees down, elbows in. And then you're going to inhale, lift up, come back. We're going to spread our fingers wide, externally rotate your arm bones, press into downward facing dog. Come up onto your toes, walk your left foot in and your right foot in. Inhale, come up. Gathering in. And bring that to your heart center. Okay, you're going to release that down. And we're going to get into some deep stretching now. Okay, so from here, you're going to lift and spread your toes. Feel them underneath your hip bones. Corkscrew them into the ground. Lengthen your spine up. Reach your heart up to the sun, your third eye up to the sun. Inhale, take your arms overhead. You're just going to exhale, side bend. Feel the range of motion that you have. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend. We're just feeling what's happening here. And inhale, center. Okay, and then we're going to lower down. Okay, what we're going to do is a technique which probably many of you are familiar with today, called PNF stretching. What it does is it tells your nervous system that you're safe. And then what will happen is that you'll be able to go more deeply into the stretch. So you're going to inhale, take your arms overhead. You're going to actually squeeze your buttocks for as hard. Actually, we're not going to do that first. We're going to just come into the stretch and you're going to feel where you are in the stretch. So we'll do a passive stretch first. And then we'll come back center. Now you're going to squeeze your buttocks as hard as you can here. You can even squeeze your hands as hard as you can here. We're going to hold it for about 5 to 10 seconds. Then you're going to relax and you're going to come into your side bend, and you'll notice you can go deeper into your side bend now. So let's come back up. Let's squeeze our hands and squeeze our butts again. And let's come into our side bend again. Stay open and feel how you can go more deeply into your stretch. Let's do this one more time. Squeeze your hands, squeeze your butt. Release and feel that depth in your stretch increase. And then come up and let's just release. Let's shake that out. So just notice how that works. It's just, we'll talk about it as we go through the class towards the end, exactly what's happening in your nervous system. It just allows your nervous system to feel safe so you can go more deeply into your stretch. Okay, so shall we do this on the other side? And what I've noticed is that those gains stay with me. So next time I come into the stretch, they're still there. Because I've programmed that in now that that's the new normal, and it just stays. So let's do it on the other side. And this is great because you can now have greater breath capacity in your intercostals, your side ribs. So good. Okay, so let's come back up. And let's just feel that side bend on the other side. Just notice the difference. Come back up. So squeeze your hands, squeeze your buttocks. And then relax that all and come more deeply into your side bend on that side. And then we're going to come up again. We're going to squeeze our buttocks and squeeze our hands. And then come more deeply into your stretch. Keeping your right shoulder open here. Come back up. Squeeze the hands, squeeze the buttocks. And deepen your stretch. And then come back. Check in. Let your shoulders all relax. Recall your intention. Okay, great. So we're going to do the same thing with Uttanasana, something similar, pretty similar. So what you're going to come and do, and remember there's sometimes like bone on bone things that will prevent you from coming deeper into a stretch. So for me, I do know that this one isn't one where I see a lot of gains. There must be some kind of bone on bone contracture that's stopping me from coming more deeply, but I still do get some gains in this. So you're going to come into a standing forward fold, hinge through your hips, and you might want to use a block if you're like me and you're a little bit challenged in this position. So you come into the standing forward fold, let your head be long, and in this position you're just going to check it out, see where you are, and then here again you're going to squeeze your buttocks and squeeze your hands as hard as you can. And then you can let go and see if you can lengthen out your legs a little bit more, come into the forward fold a little bit more. And then we'll do that again. Squeeze your hands, squeeze your buttocks. And then relax and come more deeply into the stretch. And then one more here, you're going to squeeze your buttocks, squeeze your hamstrings, squeeze your hands. And relax and deepen into the stretch. And then you're going to come up to standing. So just notice even those small gains in that one. And yeah, we're going to come down onto your belly now. Okay, we're going to work with Cobra now, which for me can be quite stiff in the mornings. It was stiff through those sun salutations for me. So I'm going to take my hands and put them underneath my shoulders. Tuck my right toes under, reach back through my right heel, left toes under, reach back through my left heel. And I'm just going to check it out where I am. Just honestly appraising where I am, feeling that. It's feeling pretty stiff for me this morning. And then from here, I'm just going to, from this bottom position, I'm just going to flex my abs and my glutes. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then when I come back up this time, I'm going to imagine wrapping my spine in a relaxed way around a giant exercise ball. So that feels a lot better than the last time. So I'm going to do that again. Okay, so you're going to squeeze your buttocks, squeeze your abs. Then you're going to relax everything. Roll those shoulders back and up. Imagine wrapping your body around that imaginary beach ball. Just notice how that all feels. You have increased range of motion. And let's do that again. Just wiggle your hips from side to side, release your low back. So you're going to squeeze your buttocks and squeeze your abs, breathe and hold. Breathing into your side ribs and your back. Keeping your shoulders relaxed. Smile. Okay, now you're going to relax everything and imagine wrapping your spine around a giant exercise ball. Shoulders, blades reach down to your ankles. And just notice the difference from the first one to the last one. Okay, let's come back into child's pose. Stretch our low back. If you would like to, you can do this in knees to chest in the back if it's easier on your knees. And come up to a comfortable seated position. Let's just take a little twist here for our spine. Twist to the other side. Okay, so now we're going to work with puppy, which is to soften the thoracic spine, that's the rib cage part of your spine, into the ground. And what can happen in this pose is we tend to like dump our lumbar spine, which is far more flexible, your low back, into the ground. So in this one in particular, we're going to keep tucking our tailbone under, so we're not dumping here. We're going to keep that tucked. And we're going to do that same kind of PNF stretching here to increase this part of our spine being able to open to the ground, okay? So let's just check out puppy first. This one is, for me, really challenging. I don't know about you. But you're going to take your hands forward of your shoulders. Your legs are going to be perpendicular to the ground. You're going to reach your sit bones up towards the ceiling. And you're going to open your chest to the ground, but you're going to keep your sit bones tucked under, so you're not, dumping your low back. Okay, so in this position, what you're going to do, you're going to squeeze your glutes. You're going to press your hands into the ground. You're going to externally rotate your arm bones. You're going to squeeze your chest. You're going to squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your abs. And then you're going to relax. And just notice if your chest dropped to the ground a little bit more, if there's more space around your shoulders. It'll be a little drop because your spine is connected to your rib cage, and it'll be small movements. Okay, so let's do that again. Press your hands into the ground, squeeze your chest, squeeze your abs, squeeze your glutes. And then relax, let your chest drop into the ground a little bit more. Press the floor away from you. And one more time, press the floor into the ground. Squeeze your chest, squeeze your abs, squeeze your glutes. And relax. Good job. Let's go. Whew. That was a deep stretch for me, right down through the arms, really opening up the chest. Whew. That was big. You can let me know in the comments if that was big for you too. And then we're gonna do child's pose with your hands down by your feet. Okay, you're gonna slowly come up to seated, and you're gonna sit in a comfortable seated position. You can sit in a chair, you can sit on a block, on a meditation cushion. I'm gonna sit in easy pose, cross-legged, sitting up nice and tall. And just checking in here, feeling your shoulders, feeling your breath, noticing the shifts and changes in your physical being, your emotional being, your mind, your energy, your spirit as we progress through the class. Okay, so you're going to, whether you're in a chair or sitting on a meditation cushion or a block, you're going to root down through your sit bones, So you can lengthen up through your spine, lift your heart to the sun, your third eye to the sun, the sky. And then you're gonna twist. Just feel where you go in your twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Just notice where you go in your twist. Okay, noticing how that feels. And we're gonna do some of that same PNF stretching in your twist. So you're gonna inhale. You're gonna exhale, and you're gonna provide yourself with some resistance here. So press against your knee, breathe. Relax, and let the stretch deepen. So we're gonna press into the knees, squeeze our abs. And relax, and come into the stretch and see if it deepens. And then squeeze, 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 press into the knee, press into the knee, press into the knee. And then relax and see if it deepens. And then come back to the center. Just feel the difference between your left and your right side, even with your breathing and the spinal elongation. Okay, so nice passive stretch to the side. Okay, and then you're gonna press into the knee. Press, 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 press the knee into the hand into the knee. You're gonna release and come back and see if the twist increases a little bit. Nice and relaxed. Then we're gonna press again, press into the knee, press into the hand. And relax. And twist again. And then let's press, 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 press. And relax and twist. And come back to the center. Just pause in the center, notice how you're feeling. Okay, from here, we're going to do some things with our neck, same kind of thing with our neck. So you're just going to turn your head, see how far you can turn to one side. And just notice that. And then you're going to put your hand behind your head, and you're going to press into your hand, and your hand into your head. Press, press, press. And then relax and turn your head again and see if it goes further. And we're going to do that again. Press your hand into your head and your head into your hand. And release, and see if your head turns a little further. It's good to find an anchor point to look at to see if your head is turning further. Keeping everything relaxed. Taking deep breaths. Let's do this again one more time on this side. Press your hand into your head into your hand. And relax. And turn your head, see if you can look a little further to the side. And then come back to the center, just pause here. Feel the difference between the two sides of your neck. And just check in again with your intention. Are you supporting yourself in small and doable ways? Are you meeting yourself on your mat today? And just drawing in all that chi from the sun, taking it into all the cells of my body, sending that sun frequency to you, all that vitamin D frequency to you. Okay, let's do the other side. So you're going to take your hand on the side of your, actually you're just going to check first. Just anchor your eyes in the space, see how far you've turned your head. And then you're going to take your hand on the side of your head and push your hand into your head into your hand. Breathe into your side ribs and your back. And relax. Turn your head further. Whoa. And let's do that again. Take your hand to the side of your head. Press your head into your hand into your head. Keep your heart lifted. And release. Turn. Wow. Let's do that one more time. Hand, head, hand. Press, breathe, tall. Release and turn. And let's come back to the center. Just notice how you feel. And notice how it feels through your shoulders, through your mind, through your heart. We've cleared the gate between your head, your throat, your heart, third eye, throat chakra, heart chakra. Just notice that clear flow of energy now. Turning your head from side to side. Circling in front. Feeling it all the way down your back, through your shoulders, through your energy channel. Into the twist again. And twist to the other side. And then let's come into pigeon pose, So you're going to come and you're going to bring let's start with our right knee forward. So slide your right knee forward, bring your heel up to your right hip bone. You're gonna reach your left leg back and long. And if this is too much pressure on your knee, then you're gonna bend your left leg. Okay, so I'm gonna actually start with a bend and probably progress to it long because it's feeling tight today. Did a long bike ride yesterday. So from here, what you're gonna do is just fold forward and notice how it feels in those glutes. And then you're going to, you guessed it, just squeeze those glutes as hard as you can, breathing. And relax, and then you might be able to come a little more deeply into this pose. And then let's do that glute squeeze again. Squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. Relax your glutes and see if you can sink more deeply into your pose. And then one more, we're gonna squeeze as hard as you can. And then relax and sink into the pose. Okay, fantastic. We're gonna do the other side. So this one has been really huge for me because my glutes have been so much tighter because of, I do weight training now, and my glutes are so much stronger than they used to be, and that just means they're tighter too. Okay, so we're going to do the other side, and you're going to, and mine are tight this morning, as I said, from the bike ride yesterday. So if you're feeling that coming into your knees, you definitely start with that back leg bent and fold forward here. Okay, and you're just going to feel where you are. And for me right now, that is definitely enough. And then we're going to come into that PNF stretching. So you're just going to squeeze, 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 squeeze the glutes, breathing still through your diaphragm into your belly. And then you're going to relax that. You might be able to come a little bit more deeply into the stretch. And then we're going to squeeze, 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 squeeze again. Make sure the shoulders stay relaxed. You're breathing into your side ribs and your back and your belly. And then relax. Let's do one more like this. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And relax. Okay, you're going to slowly release this from your body and maybe just come up and give your legs a little shake. That was a deep, deep hip stretch. And then you're going to make your way down to your final resting pose. And as you do, I'm going to, as you're receiving this, because you did a lot today, your nervous system allowed you to do a lot, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about that to you as you integrate all of this, and then I'll read you a poem as you're resting in Shavasana. But I just wanted to let your body integrate that, and also your mind integrate it by explaining a little bit more about what we did today as you're receiving that all, integrating it all, resting back in Shavasana. So make yourself as comfortable as possible. So today we were doing something called PNF stretching, where we start by passively stretching the muscle, and then we were contracting the muscle. And what we're doing then is we're resisting the movement with an opposite muscle group. And then we relaxed and we passively stretched the muscle again. And we repeated it several times. So this combination of passively stretching and then doing an isometric contraction and then subsequent relaxation helps to achieve several effects in the nervous system, which can result in increased flexibility, which is what I know a lot of people want through their yoga practice. So one thing is called autogenic inhibition. The isometric contraction during PNF stretching stimulates the Golgi tendon organs, which are sensory receptors located in the tendons. The Golgi tendon organs are responsible for detecting changes in muscle tension. And when they're stimulated, they send signals to your spinal cord that result in the relaxation of the muscle being stretched. This is known as autogenic inhibition and allows your muscle to be stretched further without resistance from your nervous system. So being able to go further in a stretch is really about nervous system adaptation. So we created those nervous system adaptations today through the PNF stretching. The other thing that happens is something called reciprocal inhibition. During PNF stretching, the contraction of the opposing muscle group to the one being stretched results in a phenomenon called reciprocal inhibition. When one muscle group contracts, the opposing muscle group automatically relaxes. And this relaxation allows the stretched muscle to be elongated further, leading to increased flexibility. The other thing that's happening is called neuromuscular adaptation. PNF stretching can also result in neuromuscular adaptation, which refers to the nervous system's ability to learn and adapt to new movement patterns. Repeated PNF stretching can help reset your nervous system's perception of the muscle's length and tension, gradually allowing for increased flexibility over time. So like I said, that doing the glute ones, the hip ones, has actually reset my nervous system's perception of the muscles lengths in my glutes over time by practicing these. So PNF stretching works with our nervous system to create greater flexibility by using autogenic inhibition, reciprocal inhibition, and neuromuscular adaptation. It allows your muscles to be stretched further without resistance from your nervous system, leading to improved flexibility and range of motion. So that's why it's nice when we have these longer classes, because we can really work with our nervous system to create increased flexibility. So let your mind take that in. You've had your body's really open to it now. Let your mind receive that stretching is a nervous system response. And now we'll let our spirit and our emotions receive this poem to finish. This poem is called Getting Out by Rosemary Watola-Trommer. Sometimes there is inside me a space so great, my body takes itself outside, as if the house is too restricting, as if this inner space must be met by something vast as field, boundless as sky, immeasurable as interstellar space. If it is storming, so much the better. If rain races down the face and saturates the clothes, this is right. If wind rips at my hair, or snow stings my cheeks, or lightning makes my hair stand on end, it only serves the aliveness. If it is warm and still, the inner space expands into the warm and still. There are feelings too immense for four walls, too intense to be trapped in the skin. Sensations that rhyme with the cosmos, moments when we start to grasp what we are made of. More energy than matter, more nothing than something, more everything than we ever dreamed. So you can go ahead and start to wiggle and stretch out, let your breath deepen, and make your way up to a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me for this class on a full body deep stretch. It really helps us out if you like the video, you subscribe to my channel, share with somebody else, and I'd really love it if you let me know what you thought of this technique of using our nervous system to support us in deep stretching. And you can put, I use nervous system adaptation to stretch deeply in the comments. So thanks so much for joining me. I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as the Pacific Ocean. May you be as rooted as the old growth trees in our forest, and may you be as strong as the mountains.